Welcome to Robot Fighting League.
We've only got our semi-finals and finals left to go. So, our first semi-final, One Punch and Screaming Sumo.
So what's interesting here is we have two robots which are essentially operating on the same principle. A horizontal spinning beam weapon at the front, a mildly boxy body everywhere else. And so now it's going to come down to which of these two robots has implemented that concept better.
Here we are then, the first semi-finalist, Screaming Sumo. We've seen an awful lot of damage done already. What are we to expect with this next one?
Spinners on spinners can be very dangerous. This should be a very good fight.
Well, there we go, spinners on spinners. Here we go, make some noise for the first semi-final. But not before we speak to the other spinner, here it comes. Not quite as vicious as the other one, but could that be some kind of advantage for you?
One Punch is a failure to me and everyone else in this room, and it deserves to go out like one. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen, unless divine intervention chooses otherwise, you know?
Well, unless there's a miracle, let's see if Screaming Sumo can get the victory. Well done.
That's a very pessimistic interpretation of the situation there, One Punch. Good to know you're not getting your hopes too high.
3, 2, 1. Release the robots!
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ow, ow. Well, noisy but not particularly damaging strikes from the weapon of Screaming Sumo there. All right, no, to be fair, that is beginning to chew a massive hole in the side of One Punch. Now, don't be falling in that hole.
That sound is...
Something doesn't sound quite right there.
Oh, has Screaming Sumo broken their own weapon?
It looks like they might have, but it looked for a moment like One Punch was immobilized, but that is not the case. This has become a slightly less exciting battle than I was anticipating, but that's cool. Oh, there we go. The weapon is back in action. Perhaps we were just dealing with a bit of motor overheating or something similar. Well, there we go. Oh, that bulletproof glass taking a beating. One Punch taking more of a beating. It would seem that that aluminium armor on the side of a One Punch is more effective than we might have anticipated. And there we go!
What a semi. Well, we now know who our first finalist, Screaming Sumo.
Right, well, you did predict the result, but everybody, can we have a big round of applause for the resilience of One Punch, firstly? You've taken quite a lot of damage there, but how was that fight for you? It was a fun-filled fight, was it not?
It was. There was no surprises, but we now have to go by 0 punches, so we didn't do any, you know, but I don't know if any of you have experienced witness your child die in front of you, but it's not something I'd recommend.
It's a warrior's death.
Well, this robot is named One Punch 3, the final punch. Is that it now? No more punches?
I'm afraid to announce One Punch's retirement from the Robot Fighting League. I'm sorry. No questions.
Oh, that's a real shame. Well, make some noise for the final fight of One Punch!
Well, now it's time to find out who our next finalist will be.
Ethel.
Ethel or the Crab? Let's get our pre-fight interviews and back into the...
So we're here with Ethel, and I can see a noticeable difference with your robot there. So tell us what you've done.
We've added eyes and a nose in the hope to intimidate the crab.
I must say it's very intimidating looking, so very best of luck with your semi-final. Make some noise for Ethel.
That nose on top of Ethel has been donated from Khan's robots. Flip off. There we go. Shall we go?
Let's go.
3, 2, 1. Release the robots!
Oh, and Crab begins with its customary. Oh my god! Well, there we go. All right then. I think we may have our winner. Crab, can you move? Is there any life left in this crab? That would be a no. Right, well, there we go. Ethel 2 is our very conclusive winner of the second semi-final. Congratulations!
Ethel 2. It was almost over before it started, wasn't it? That impact, once again, that's going to be quite something in our final.
We hope so. We're going to have to untangle, put some of the crab from our robot, but...
Yeah, so for the audience who can't see here, a lot of the wiring from a crab has got tangled up in that destructive machine on the back of Ethel 2. But how are we feeling going into that final?
We're feeling pretty confident about it. We just want to see... I mean, overconfidence is the way, to be honest. Sort of psych them out and be assured in yourself. Yeah.
Well, there we go, everybody. The time has finally come. It's time for the Robot Fighting League final.
I'd just like to mention that in front of our judges, you see the belt. That is the belt we've been referencing. Yeah, hold it up, Jordan. Don't drop it. Hold it up. This is what we're competing for. One of these robots will end winning this belt.
Our finalist number 1, Screaming Sumo. How are we feeling going into this one?
It's going to be a tough fight. It's got a vertical spinner against a horizontal spinner, a wedge, which could potentially be problems. It's going to be an interesting fight, yeah.
No, I know I'm certainly hoping this. I'm sure the audience will agree. No holding back going into this fight?
Oh, no. Full throttle. Absolutely.
Here we are. You've got a tough opponent, but very best of luck. Make some noise for Screaming Sumo, our first finalist. And here comes one of the most intimidating things you will ever see. 2 stress balls and a bit of blue plastic to make a nose. It's Ethel 2, the other finalists. How are you feeling going into this one?
We're quietly confident. I think our driving is going to be... our main asset.
I mean, it's quite some weapon that Screaming Sumo have. So what's your tactic coming up against that, or are you not going to tell me that?
I think you guys will wait and find out in a bit.
Well, here we are. We've chatted to the finalists, and it is finally time. It's Ethel 2 against Screaming Sumo. It's the Robot Fighting League final, everybody!
3, 2, 1. Release the robots!
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. What will probably be the least dramatic fight of this competition. I can't help but note how generous it was of our previous commentator to describe that as 2 eyes and a nose, as opposed to the other thing that it could have been described as.
Well, that did look painful.
Cosmetic damage only. As anticipated, that wedge at the front of Ethel is doing a good job of undermining the weapon of Screaming Samurai. Oh, there we go. The impact. It's devastating. Oh! Oh! A palpable hit. So far, it is only really Screaming Sumo who has deployed their weapon with much effect. Not that much effect, but some effect. The second eye is gone. Ethel is now running blind. Here we have 2 well-engineered, well-equipped robots battling it out to the death. Ethel definitely the more nimble competitor. Screaming Sumo definitely the more damaging competitor. Oh, that wedge is very cunning, is it not? Firing up the drum. Oh! There we go, folks. Some drum on disc action. Not quite as exciting as I might have imagined, but still pretty damn exciting. Okay, there we go. There we go. A proper solid hit from Sumo on Ethel. Oh, the old wedge doing its thing again. Come on, you guys. Oh, ho, ho! There we go. There we go. Oh! One wheel gone.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And there we have it! Screaming Sumo is our champion in a very hard-fought match, which ended in the loss of body parts. Congratulations!
Congratulations on winning the final. You are our next Robot Fighting League champion. Would you like to hold your belts? Come on, give it up for Screaming Sumo!
Here we are, champion. How does it feel to have that belt in your hands?
Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Put a lot of work into it, and it's just to go away winner is absolutely amazing.
That is one dangerous robot. You need to be very careful what you do with that. Well, everybody, please make some more noise for both competitors, Ethel 2 and Screaming Sumo!